It's an early start to the day as we have a hike planned to the pinnacles, nestled in an area of the Coromandel, which is located in the northeast of New Zealand. To reach the summit of 760 metres takes approximately 6 to 7 hours. We had read about the steep climbs and tricky terrain, so just after sunrise I grabbed a towel, laid it out on the decking and enjoyed a meditation and yoga flow whilst listening to the sounds of nature waking. Our base camp for the weekend is a rustic cabin sat in the foothills of a valley. After months of non-stop work on the land and with the weather brightening up, we packed our bags and headed 2.5 hours north. The grounds were breathtaking. There was a variety of trees surrounding us and the sounds of the wildlife echoed from up the valley. The cabin also had a caravan that we could use to relax in. It had a collection of books, from home decor to cooking, and I loved the funky decor and little touches they had made. I could hear some chickens and couldn't resist saying hello. I admired their little coop and watched them waddle around. Keeping chickens has always been a dream for me. I would love to collect eggs each morning, and the idea is already on my manifest board. We were also met by a friendly dog and cat and discovered a butterfly with red wings that I had never seen before. From the caravan there was a tree-lined path. It led to the kitchen, which was open plan, rustic and charming, with everything catered for. We had been given a homemade loaf of bread, eggs and jam that made us feel very welcome. The bathroom led off from the kitchen, and as I opened the door I couldn't believe the incredible view from the window. The bedroom was big and comfortable with local artwork on the walls and a deck overlooking the valley. There was so much attention to detail and I felt very inspired for all of our future projects. We both felt very at home, and as the golden hour appeared, I took a walk around the meadows to just take a breath and feel the warmth on my skin. The planned hike takes you to the Pinnacles hut and a summit which can be done during the day or as an overnight walk. The hike takes you past an array of native forests where you pass many swing bridges and some incredible views. We also stopped a few times to admire many beautiful waterfalls. The next phase is steeped with history. The route was used in the logging era of the 1920s by the Kauri bushmen. The steps were cut into rock so that the pack horses could pull the huge kauri trees from down the valley. Some of the trees reached a height of 60 to 80 metres. Families would live at the peak with women and men cooking, clearing and loading. They worked tirelessly day and night in the rain, cold and dry heat. Rations and water were limited, with no such thing as healthcare. It certainly put our lives into perspective, with a huge wake-up call to what we all take for granted. We felt such admiration for the strong men and women who lived up that mountain, living in unbearable conditions, just to provide for others. It took us 4 hours to reach the hut and a further hour to the summit. Our legs were shaking, and as I climbed up the metal ladder, so were my nerves. Once up the top, the view was breathtaking and worth the 5-hour hike. You could see for miles, and it felt like we were on top of the world. On our way back to our cabin, we stopped at a river for a quick dip. The water was cold, but afterwards our muscles were truly grateful. Once back at the cabin, we made a delicious meal, set the table and sat glancing out at the view. We admired the changes in colours and watched the array of birds appear and glide past. It was just what we needed after a big hike, and after a couple of drinks, and with the sunset fading behind the hills, it was time for an early night in the big cosy bed.
More exciting things happening today. We've just had our wood delivered for decking. So we're going to have a decking that's going to run around the caravan and to the bathroom, and then a pergola that's going to be built over, which is going to be amazing because it will hopefully create a little bit of shading for the hot days. When it's raining, we can kind of sit out here, and also just creating an extra space for us, hopefully. Yeah, so I can practice some yoga on here. Yeah, I just think it's going to make things a little bit easier in the summer months living here. And also we'll collect some rainwater off of the roof of the pergola. So yeah, I'm going to look for a old vintage wine barrel to collect the rainwater, and then we'll do some downpiping and scuttering. So yeah, I feel like we're getting so much done and making so much progress, and yeah, it's really exciting.
As you can see, it's been getting quite muddy stepping out of the caravan. We did have a collection of pallets as a temporary floor solution, which worked really well, but we just needed a better solution. We were planning to build the decking ourselves, but with the summer on the way and limited skills of building, we decided to hire some professionals just to get the job done. A team of builders and apprentices arrived. They worked so well together. They were cutting, lifting and organising just like a strong team of ants. The main structure for the caravan was put together first, and then the bathroom. The plan for the bathroom decking is to have an area for an outside bath. We really want to create a special little sanctuary here that can one day be rented out. Once the foundations had been laid, next was the flooring and the roofing. We decided on corrugated iron as it would give a good shade cover. We were so happy with how quickly it was finished and how it seemed to connect the caravan and the bathroom together. We then fitted a gutter and downpipe to collect the rainwater into barrels, and we will stain the wood to preserve it. I plan on growing a climber over the decking, and we will be painting the caravan as she's looking a little tired.
Hello everybody! Gosh, my cheeks are so red. It's so hot today, and it is so hot in this caravan, like there's just no air. So all the windows and doors are open. We've been outside gardening, and the most exciting thing is that our table and chairs arrived. So we found a man on Facebook Marketplace and contacted him and went to see him, and he makes the most beautiful tables and chairs. So he turned up and delivered it for us, which was really kind, and we put the umbrella up and sat underneath and had some lunch, which was delicious, and looking out of the view, which is gorgeous. So yeah, lots of gardening today. Paul's digging some holes, bless him, because we're putting a little fence in and around the flower and veggie patch that we've got by the side of the caravan, which is also very good. But yeah, I think we'll probably head to the beach later for a much needed cool down and swim.
The end result looked fantastic and created such an impact. There will be no more muddy feet, a place to keep sheltered from the rain and the sun, and an extra space to play with. I put up some solar lights and found a second-hand umbrella and pair of deck chairs for just $45. The garden bedding has been dug, the fence is now up, and it's time to get my hands in the soil and start planning an allotment. I'm looking forward to sharing this journey with you, and I would love you to join me. I shall see you next week. Thank you for watching.